How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how to change. If you are someone that wants to become positive, if you are someone that wants to become wealthy, if you are someone that wants to achieve and become something different than you are currently, this is going to be the episode for you, because we're going to talk about what you actually have to do to make the shift. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you can pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you, and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So to help connect on this message, I kind of want to break down how I got to it. Because of the space that I'm in, the mindset, the positivity, the self-development, my social media shows me a lot of those things. I see a lot of positive mindset stuff. I see a lot of people, trying to make money, or just all these things abundantly, because that's what I talk about a lot. And I've noticed something, that there is something I see, and then there is something I hear. I see a lot of people saying a message that they don't truly live. Now, when I say that, I want you to understand that most of us, and this includes me, don't truly see other people. We see ourselves in them. And so when I see somebody that's talking about mindset, or they're talking about money, I tend to see the reasons why it's probably not true, or why they're possibly just saying something but not truly living it, because it's a reflection of where I'm at in my life. And I want you to really think about that. How much do you see in the world that you lack? If we truly want to become something, we have to solely focus on the abundance of what it is that we want to become, and then our actions have to follow through. I used this example a few months ago. It was a little while ago. I don't remember what episode it was, but I talked about running a 4-minute mile. If you are someone that's extremely fast, you're gifted, you have perfect genetics, your body is built in a way that when you run, you go, and you've worked hard, you're getting in your best shape, and you're training, and you're able to run a mile in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Like, you're extremely fast. And daily, when you try to run, you run 5-minute miles, 6-minute miles, 4-minute miles, which are not as fast as you're capable of, but you do it. Because you don't have to run your fastest every time. And then someone else comes to run alongside you, and they run as hard as they can every single day. They train as hard as they can. They push themselves as hard as they can. They're reading all the books. They're doing all the stretching, the repair work, exercise, everything. And the fastest they can run is 5 minutes. When we look at those two people, we would probably celebrate the person that can run a mile in under 4 minutes. That's who we would celebrate. This is where we misstep. You see, it's not about the result. We focus so much on the result. We talk about the result so much that we forget it's about becoming. So if you want to be a positive person, it's not just about talking about positive things. It's not just about seeing the positive things. It's about becoming the positive thing. If you want to be wealthy, then it's not just about seeing the wealthy things, talking about the wealthy things. It's about becoming the wealthy thing. And that's where most of us are messing up, is we're not becoming. We're speaking it, we're thinking it, but we're not becoming it. And your actions have to be an action in alignment with it to the best of your ability. You see, it's not about running the 4-minute mile. It's about running as fast as you're capable of every single day. When you're 20, you might be the fastest you'll ever be. When you're 30, you'll probably be a little bit slower. When you're 40, you'll probably be a little bit slower. It's not about the time that you can run. It's about the effort, the energy, the focus that you put into the action. And I know I'm using running, for example, but it could be the way you speak. How positive are you speaking that you have the capability to be? And I was thinking about this because I'm naturally a positive person. I'm naturally a forgiving person. I'm naturally a calm person. But if that's my natural state, am I truly pushing the boundaries and becoming something, or am I just staying in my natural state? You see, we have to find what we are, what you are, and then become the best version of that. That's how you build the inner peace. That's how you level up and actually make a shift. You see, me being calm and patient and kind with somebody might come easy, and someone else that might have anger issues, that might have violent tendencies, it's harder for them. And so if I'm calm and nice to somebody and they're calm and nice to somebody, they are the ones that are actually practicing the energy, because they are providing it and creating it where it didn't exist within them. So they are truly becoming something, versus me, I'm just coasting in it. So my purpose, if I want to truly find positivity, if I want to truly find love, is to do the opposite of that and then be it in those things. Meaning push myself to difficult things, become a strong person, become somebody that's possibly capable of violence but doesn't do it. Become someone that's capable of hurting people but doesn't do it. That's how you become something. You go where it doesn't exist and then you create it with your actions. How often are you just focusing on the thoughts, just focusing on the fancy words, just focusing on the books? There's nothing wrong with those things. And you're not bad. You're not a failure if that's where you're at, because I'm right there too. I just really realized this. I know I've talked about it before, but it really hit home when I was scrolling through social media and I was just seeing these people and I was seeing the faults in them, but in reality, I was seeing the faults in me. Because again, we usually don't see other people, we see ourselves in them. When somebody tells you you can't do something, they're not really telling you that you can't do it. They're telling themselves that they can't do it. They're trying to keep you on the same frequency as them. It's not that they don't like you. It's not that they don't want the best for you. It's they can't see past their own frequency. And if that's true for them, then it's probably true for us. So if you've been listening to the podcasts, if you've been reading positive books, if you've been practicing positive mantras, you are on the way. Now it's time for positive action. Are you putting yourselves, or are you going through situations where positivity doesn't exist? Maybe it's dealing with bad people at work. Maybe it's dealing with angry people at your house. Maybe it's dealing with the world, whatever it is. Maybe it's watching the news, whatever it is that provokes the opposite energy of positivity. And then are you practicing it there? That's when you build it. When you go somewhere, it's not. It might even be your own head. If you read positive things, if you say positive mantras, but in your mind, you're talking negative to yourself over and over and over, there's your opportunity. There's your challenge. There's your path of growth. It's right inside of you. It's in your head. You see, you are not those thoughts. Those thoughts represent frequencies that are flowing through you. But you are a creator. You are an observer. So right now you're observing something that you want different. So it's time to create something that's different. You can force a thought in your head. There's been times where you've done something, maybe you were talking to some people and you start reflecting and then you start tearing yourself up. Oh, I spoke too much. I shouldn't have said that. Nobody likes to talk to me. I'm a burden. I weigh people down. I'm not good at conversations. People just ignore me. Where you have these words that go in your head, which are frequencies that you've been resonating in, whether you want to or not, that's what you've been doing. You can put the opposite thought in your mind as well. When you have that thought where you do something and then you think something negative, like, I'm a burden, you should immediately respond to that thought and say, no, thank you. I am amazing. I am powerful. I am an asset. I lift people up. I see the best in people. I am here for a reason. I am strong. I am loving. I am forgiving. I matter. You start putting those thoughts in your head. That is action. Just observing the thoughts in your mind, just reading them, that's not action. Creation is action. Action is moving, is thinking in a way in alignment with who you're trying to become. Everything about you should represent what you're trying to become, not for others to see it, but so that you create it. People feel energy. I know you have those people that walk into the room and absolutely light it up in your life. Maybe it's the way they carry themselves. Maybe it's the way they speak. Maybe it's their smile. Maybe it's the way they embrace you. But when they come into a room or when they call you, your world lights up, and they do it for others as well. There's also people that do the exact opposite. They show up, they drain the room. Fear comes into the room. Tightness comes into the room. Anxiety comes into the room. They suck up every bit of air that exists around you. Both people exist. Both people are sharing their energy because that's what we are doing. So it's not becoming a nice person so that people think you're nice. It's about expansion of energy. You expand energy by creating it. So when you create it within you truly for yourself, then you give it to others. Because when you create for yourself, you fill your cup up first. And then you expand it to others by the overflow from your cup, not pouring your cup. So where are you on this journey? I recognize where I am. I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've been doing a lot of reading and witnessing and seeing and speaking in a certain manner. But the actions require more of me. I've got work to do. And it's an opportunity. It's a gift. It's a journey. I'm looking forward to it. I want to get to a point to where you spend a day with me, where you spend a day with me without me saying a word, but just by my actions, just by my mannerisms, just by my energy, you feel what I'm trying to say. That's the goal. And it's not about becoming a podcaster or becoming a social media person or becoming somebody that does something in the health and wellness space. It's just about becoming the best you, wherever that takes you. When you become the best you find the path. You heal, you grow, and you help others. That's what we're meant to be. We are here for a reason, and that reason is to be the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you some positive motivation and maybe a mindset shift on what it is that you can be doing to change your life. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. There's also the Positive Mindset Facebook group. It's been slowly growing. I'm going to start adding some more stuff in. We have a live actually later today, Thursday. If you want to join, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.